Hey everybody, I get lots of non-cooking related questions concerning the Blackstone. I originally seasoned this Blackstone 36-inch griddle 2 years ago. It's seen lots of heavy use, but as you can see, the seasoning on the griddle top is starting to get slightly uneven. Nothing out of the ordinary here because the griddle top seasoning is an ever-changing surface. The more you cook on it, the more seasoning you're going to have. So today I'm going to show you one way to remove the seasoning, to strip the seasoning off of your griddle. The griddle top is made out of cold rolled steel. You're not going to hurt it. I could take a hammer to it and I'm not going to do much damage. There are a number of ways that you can strip off the old seasoning. This year at Blackstone, we're going to be coming out with a griddle recovery kit. For the method that I'll show you how to do today, you'll need an orbital sander, sanding disc, safety glasses, and oil. It really doesn't matter what grit you're going to use. I happen to have some 60 grit on my sander right now. And you'll obviously go through a lot of sanding discs, but it'll be worth it in the end when I have a brand new griddle top surface. As you sand down, you'll start to reveal the weld marks from the underside of the griddle. That's just where the supports and the legs on the bottom side of the griddle are welded. Be sure to make the most of your sanding disc, switching from sanding at an angle to sanding flatly. It's dirty work, as you can see. You're going to be covered in dust from head to toe. It's definitely hard work. It's tedious. It took me a good hour and 15 minutes of sanding to sand off that old seasoning. And you're left with a smooth, clean surface. You can even see the reflection of our gigantic ponderosa pines in my sanded griddle top. And now I can go ahead and fire up the griddle, all 4 burners on high, of course, so we can dry out that steel. Great value canola oil from Walmart, nothing fancy. And this is the birthing process of my brand new griddle top. There's so much misinformation out there on how to correctly season a griddle top. Granted, you do have some room for creativity, but I see lots of people on forums and on videos insisting that you use high-dollar flaxseed oil, and that is absurd. I do this for a living. Last year, probably in the last year, conservatively, I've set up and used 28, 36, 22, and 17-inch Blackstone griddles across the country. Probably seasoned at least 40, 45 brand new griddles, canola oil or olive oil. Now listen, if you want to use flaxseed oil, you're welcome to. There's nothing wrong with that. But canola oil and olive oil will do the trick perfectly. You can see my new steel is starting to develop a little bit of color. This is what a griddle warrior looks like. The way I do this when I'm setting up a new griddle, I let it burn on high, I keep rubbing in oil to keep that top nice and wet, and then you just start cooking. 30, 45 minutes in, I start cooking. Online, there are a lot of people that say you have to season it 4 times. One guy said he seasoned his 6 times. I read one guy that seasoned his 10 or 12 times. Not necessary. As you start to cook, that's gonna give you all the seasoning you need. I pulled a couple pounds of frozen Zacon bacon out of our freezer. I'll melt this down and we'll cook up the whole batch. And as the bacon starts to melt and cook, you just start spreading that bacon all over your griddle top. And that's all there is to it. The griddle is ready to give to my friend Kevin. I don't need it anymore because I just got my brand new Blackstone 36-inch griddle cooking station with rear grease management. You saw me using that in the Orlando show. So Kevin, just keep it oiled, and after you've cooked a few meals on here, maybe a stir-fry dish, a bunch of burgers with sauteed onions and mushrooms, this griddle top will start to completely blacken and be beautifully seasoned. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Leave me a thumbs up, and until next time, this is Todd saying praise the Lord.